The magic rope. The tale of the castle of treasures was whispered across the lands like a legend carried on the winds. Deep in the wilderness, where rivers carved through valleys and mountains cast long shadows across ancient plains, stood a castle unlike any other. Its walls shimmered with the faint glow of enchantment, its towers lifted proudly toward the heavens, and within its heart lay wonders too marvelous to count, the most enchanting treasures of the land. But these treasures were not left unguarded, for within the castle lived the red Indian fairies, radiant beings whose eyes shone with starlight and whose hair glistened like river water at dawn. They had sworn to protect the treasures, not out of selfishness, but out of fear. If these treasures fall into the wrong hands, they had once said, gathered in council beneath the moon, they will not bless the earth, but ruin it. So it was agreed. Whoever sought to claim the treasures must first prove themselves by passing 3 dreadful trials, the wizard rope, the wizard sword, and, lastly, the meat-eating metallic wizard pig, the terror of the wizard rope. The wizard rope was the first terror. It slithered in the halls like a living serpent of fire and iron, and when knights dared to approach, it lashed out with terrible force. With a strength no man could resist, it would seize them, drag them downward into the dark belly of the castle, and they were never seen again. So dreadful was the rope that the bravest warriors of kingdoms had perished at its coils. It burned with the heat of a forge, and its length seemed endless. Centuries passed, and one by one, men lost their courage. Eventually, none dared step foot in the cursed halls. The castle fell silent, its treasures forgotten by all, save for one, the farmer's son's decision. He was not a knight, nor a scholar, nor a lord. He was a farmer's son, a lad who tilled the soil but found no joy in it. The earth was hard and his spirit restless. He was not clever with books, nor skilled with tools, yet something stirred in him, a discontent that whispered, there must be more. One morning, when the mist clung low over the fields, he looked toward the distant castle. Its spires glimmered faintly in the sun. His heart beat with a reckless thought, why not I? Why not now? So, with no armor but his will and no weapon but his wits, he set his feet upon the path and entered the forbidden castle. There, in the first chamber, the wizard rope coiled and hissed like a beast waiting to strike. The farmer's son called out boldly, though his voice quivered, say, wizard rope, can you tell me how I can be smarter than you? The rope reared upward, rising high like a fiery column, its voice deep and searing. Who touches me will burn himself, for I am fire hot, but those who wear the little glove of ice cold will escape from me. The boy's eyes widened. And where can I find that little glove of ice cold? The rope stretched even higher, pointing to a small shelf far above, where the glove rested like a star just out of reach. The farmer's son frowned. Say, how can I come there? The rope laughed, its coils writhing. You cannot come there. Just like all the others, you will be pulled into the depth by me. The boy's lips curled into a sly smile. Oh, but I don't believe you are so strong. If you are so strong, prove it to me. Take that big stone next to me, lift it up and throw it very high in the air. Then I will believe you. The rope, full of pride, seized the stone and hurled it skyward. The stone flew so high it struck the shelf itself. The wood splintered and the glove of ice cold tumbled down. The farmer's son's eyes flashed. He snatched the glove, pulled it onto his hand, and with courage leapt forward to grasp the rope. At once the fire dimmed. The rope writhed weakly, its strength stolen by the icy touch. The boy coiled it in his grasp, binding it as his own, and strode deeper into the castle. The wizard's sword. The next chamber gleamed with shadows of steel. Suspended in the air, darting and spinning with impossible speed, was the wizard's sword. Its edge sang as it slashed, its blade a streak of silver death. The boy advanced, wizard rope in hand, but the sword was too swift. Each time he reached for its handle, it darted away, severing the rope into pieces. And though each piece grew anew, the chamber became a storm of thrashing coils, making every step a torment. Breathless, the boy cried out, How can I grasp the handle? The sword paused mid-air, its voice sharp and cold. By the little glove of slow, the boy's heart leapt. And where is that little glove of slow? The sword tilted upward. Again a small shelf hung high above, and upon it lay the glove. But you can never come there, hissed the sword. You had better give up your courage. The boy remembered the tales, how the sword had lopped the heads of men who entered this place, how none had ever passed, yet he stood firm. Say, I do not believe that you are so strong. If you are strong, lift that stone beside me and throw it high. The sword laughed, steel ringing. I am not a fool. I will not strike the shelf. Then, said the boy with a cunning glint, prove your strength another way. Cut that stone into pieces. Then I will believe you. Pride swelled in the sword's voice. With a flash it darted to the stone, and with dazzling speed it sliced the rock into countless shards. The boy's chance had come. He seized one fragment of stone and hurled it upward. It struck the shelf, and the glove of slow fell, drifting like a feather. The boy caught it, slipped it onto his other hand, and lunged for the sword's hilt. With the glove of slow, the blade's frenzy ebbed. The boy grasped the handle, and the sword bowed into his service. With rope and sword alike, he carved his way past the growing coils and pressed forward. The meat-eating metallic wizard pig. But deeper still waited the last guardian. In a stinking chamber of iron and bone, there thundered forth a beast, the meat-eating metallic wizard pig. Its hide was plated with steel, its tusks sharp as spears. With a scream like grinding iron, it leapt at the boy and bit down hard, tearing at flesh and bone. The farmerson cried out in pain. Neither rope nor sword could tame the beast. It was too wild, too strong. The pig sneered, jaws dripping. Little men like you I devour in seconds. Desperate, the boy asked, How can I escape from you? The pig snorted, metal clanking. Only through the little kettle of softness. And where can I find that kettle? The boy pressed. For a moment, silence. Then the pig's eyes narrowed, and it pointed with a tusk toward a deep draw well nearby. Far, far below, a faint gleam shimmered, a kettle. But even the wizard rope could not reach it. The boy's hope faltered. I eat everything, boasted the pig, either loose or stuck. Oh yes, said the boy, his mind racing. Then eat this stone next to me. The pig laughed, and with gluttonous hunger devoured the massive stone. But as it swallowed, its body swelled heavier, its steps clumsy. Thirst gnawed at its throat. With a groan it lumbered to the well and leaned deep to drink. At that instant, the farmerson rushed forward and shoved with all his might. The pig toppled, squealing, into the dark well. Heavy with stone, it sank swiftly until at last it vanished into the kettle of softness. Then silence fell. Slowly, ever so slowly, the kettle floated upward, rising like a gift of fate. The boy lifted it upon his back, and with sword, rope, gloves, and kettle he pressed onward. The treasure room. At last he came to the treasure room. Gold shimmered, jewels sparkled, wonders beyond counting filled the chamber. Yet it was not the riches that caught his eye, but the figure waiting there. A red Indian fairy, radiant in beauty, wings glimmering like dawn, regarded him with solemn eyes. Brave man, she said, voice ringing like a bell. You may choose what you want. The boy looked upon the treasure, but his heart felt no hunger. He glanced at his hands, the glove of ice cold and the glove of slow. At his side hung the wizard's sword, and upon his back the kettle of softness. And he whispered, That which I have is enough. The fairy bowed her head in reverence. So the boy turned from the treasures, carrying not gold nor jewels, but the gifts he had earned. And thus he walked out of the castle, the trials behind him, his spirit rich in ways no wealth could match. And so ends the tale of the magic rope.